Hey guys, Jack here, and as you can tell from the title, it's a bit of a different video this time. It's a bit of a channel update, and I just wanted to go over what the different changes I'm going to be making. Obviously, you probably were expecting a preview of this upcoming weekend, obviously with the North London Derby and the huge title race that's still ongoing, but I've made a decision over the last few weeks to make a few changes to this channel. As you know, a lot of my content is around the previews and reviews of the Premier League, and that's really been enjoyable. That's how I got the majority of my followers, and why my videos have blown up recently. And I know they're only couple of hundred views, but that's still huge for me, and I'm really grateful for all that. But I've been considering over the last few weeks that while it is really fun to be talking about these different players, different clubs, kind of the different situations that they're going through on a match-to-match basis, I've noticed that it can be it's very difficult to kind of maintain that in a way that allows it to benefit my future. If like it's not, I have never spoken about it before, but I've always enjoyed, like I've always wanted to be in football. Growing up, I've always wanted to be a player, but that just never worked out for me. So what was the next best thing? Work in football. And initially I did business to kind of, hopefully get into that spot. But in recent years, I've been discovering myself, trying to figure out what I want to do. And I've noticed that I wanted to help people, and I want to help people through football. So I did psychology, and I'm qualified now. So next step is to find work in this space. And while it's it's incredible to have this education. I've gathered so much knowledge now in the last couple of years, and just kind of learning how to work with people and how that helped optimize people to reach their top performance. I've kind of realized now in the last few weeks that what I'm doing on this channel maybe isn't conducive to achieving that, because while it is, some people seem to be interested in me talking absolute nonsense about players and teams, that I don't think it's going to be beneficial for me in the long term. As part of being a psychologist, if I want to work in the space, I would have to be working with these players, working with these coaches, different staff, and as a result, there's going to be a lot of confidentiality. And I think at that stage, my role on this channel would cease to exist, because I won't be able to speak about anything. And I think it's right for me to kind of quell that for the time being in terms of speaking about these different clubs, because ultimately I want to get in the industry. I'm not working in it at the moment, and I want to get into it. So I think it's just best for me, and just for my own personal future, that I kind of stop talking about these different clubs, different players, because I think it's just important to just give myself the best chances to enter the industry and to do something, because I want to be able to help these people achieve their ultimate goal. And even if it isn't just to play, I'm not saying I'm going to be Real Madrid or Manchester United, that kind of thing, the huge kind of juggernauts of football. But like, even if I'm working in a national league, academies, organizations, I want to be able to help people. And I don't think having this, using this platform of mine to every weekend, every week, just kind of saying it's like what's good and what's bad, because I feel like that's unfair on the people that I could be potentially working with, or the people I'll be in around the industry with, because I want to be able to grow in this sport. And as a result, that's why I've made the decision to kind of stop my previews and reviews. So what does this mean for this channel? I'm not getting rid of it, because I've put hundreds of hours of content onto this. And while obviously people can look back at it, I just think, I've built this platform for so long that I want to show my work and show maybe how much I've developed in the last few years. But what my content's going to switch to now is kind of more deep dive videos, more around bigger topics, instead of just what happens on a week to week basis. I've been really passionate about mental health. Obviously, you see my videos about Ben White, Dele Alli, but I also want to kind of talk about huge key issues in the sport, or even good things that happen in the sport. Maybe around mental health or the women's game. It's because it's such a huge. There's a lot of different things I want to discuss, and I just feel like doing these videos on top of doing the previews and reviews won't be conducive. And I think ultimately, there's stuff I'm incredibly passionate about. I enjoy talking about different matches and stuff, but it gets very draining when I want to delve into those different topics, when and I have to think, oh, I have to do this and that, because unfortunately I am like, even though I'm not working in the space yet, I'm still busy. I'm trying to find work. I'm doing part-time as well, just to kind of figure out, to obviously get money for myself, and just figure out where I'm going in life. So while my videos are going to the content is going to dry up in terms of the volume of videos, I'm hoping that the quality goes up. And as I learned more about editing processes and just kind of just how to get better at different things, that eventually I can put out content that I'm extremely passionate about and I think will ultimately be a benefit to the game. While I don't think I'll be uploading as much, I'm just hoping that the quality just speaks for itself, and for the topics I want to discuss, that they're incredibly, I just want to make them as kind of informative as possible, as detailed as I can, while also trying to make it entertaining with you, because I don't think my voice is particularly interesting and I don't think my personality is that interesting, but clearly there's enough people on this, and I think this is nice to have this kind of area where I can express myself, because that's one thing I think a lot of people struggle with, is finding ways to kind of express themselves and their personalities, and I want to be able to do that. And I think being able to do is on a platform where I can do that, but also talk about key issues that I think are incredibly important to the game of football, or even sport in general. I think this is just a prime place to do it, and I don't want this channel to go, so I want to make sure that whatever I put up from now on is just good content. And this is a sad moment for me. I've enjoyed making content consistently, and it's given me a bit of a purpose while I've been trying to figure things out. It's been really fun, and I'm really glad for the support I've been getting over the last couple of years. Whether it's just one view, a couple of views, and in recent months, it's gone up to a few hundred. I'm really surprised about that. That's a couple of hundred people have seen me, and I'm sorry. But I think it's just important for everything in general that I want to do, and I've discussed prior, to ensure that what I do put out is of high quality, and that if I do end up going into the industry at some stage, which I'd love to do, it might not be, I want to make sure I have the best chances possible to enter the industry and hopefully stay in it, because a huge thing about psychology and working with people is confidentiality, and the last thing I want to be doing is kind of be known for, if I say it's like this player X or coach Y are doing great or doing bad, if you look at if you figure out that I'm maybe working with them, it's going to be biased there, or just it's just being, people don't want their tactics or their knowledge being put out into the space. So I think it's just important for me to kind of maintain that, and as a someone who wants to be a professional in this space, it's just important that I cease kind of talking about general people on a week-to-week basis. So the videos will stay up, but there's not going to be any new ones in this style. There are going to be more kind of deep dives, and you won't have to see my face as much. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I thank you very much for keeping up with the content. If you liked the video, please give it a like. That was kind of muscle memory for me. But I think if you're excited for seeing maybe longer form content or kind of more deep dives, please subscribe, and I hope that I'll be able to provide really good informative content and stuff that I'm really passionate about. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care.